Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for another video. Yes, we're doing a reaction video today. We are reacting to, I think it's The Athletic. Excuse me. It's the Ringers video. They did post this 5 days ago, so this is fun. We're a bit outdated, but it is the video called Giddey and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are the funkiest young duo in the NBA. J. Kyle Mann. So big up the Ringer and J. Kyle Mann. We reacted to that today. Josh Giddey is one of my favorite players in the NBA, so let's get into it. Also, if you haven't subscribed, that'd be sick. Also, double uploads. Gang shit, let's go. December, it's here. Merry Christmas, let's go. I think I'm in the best spot here. We'll run it, see what happens.
Winning rosters in the NBA always have a number of performative certainties, pillars of dependable production. OKC's canvas certainly isn't totally bare.
I'm not going to lie to you guys, I haven't watched a lot of the NBA this season so far. I've been really into F1, so I've been watching that, catching up on the season. I've been watching like 3 races and 3 qualifying sessions a day. It's been insane. It's been crazy, boys.
But the certainties are scarce. The most interesting dynamic on the roster is the one between Josh Giddey, the 19-year-old Australian rookie with one of the great names in all of basketball, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's kicking off the 4th year of his surging career. Although Giddey was considered a consensus top 10 talent and likely high on OKC's board, a nice consolation prize at the 6th pick, I'm sure I won't offend anyone when I say that their sights in the 2021 draft were aimed a bit higher. Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Jalen Green, or even Scotty Barnes each would have meshed well with their current situation. Landing one of those players would have had them bouncing back quickly and accelerated their timeline. I say all of that to say that Giddey, specifically when paired with Shai, is an odd starting point for a team that's trying to rally into a new era of thundering success.
It is a bit weird. They got 2 playmakers.
Perfectly balance one another, at least not yet, but their overlaps make them one of the more intriguingly funky young tandems in the NBA.
Yeah.
First of all,
I agree.
So big.
Huge.
I get it. They're big. They're huge. They're gigantic.
They're very big. They're a very big backcourt. What, Shai 6'6" and Josh is 6'10", 6'8". They might actually be both 6'6".
You often see wings add facilitator skills as they grow, but these two are both natural lead guards who happen to be wing sized. Giddey is almost deceptively tall with a lean but not real thin frame at 6'8", and Shai measures at 6'6" with a...
You know me, I know everyone's height. Gang shit, come on.
Much discussed 7-foot wingspan. Second, and this is my favorite part, they both have a herky-jerky, unorthodox pace that's less common among primary ball handlers at this level. I often think about point guards like drummers. Some are like punk rockers, blistering, energetic, heavy-handed. Some are slower, dynamic when they need to be, but always staying in the pocket, sort of like R&B players. But whenever I watch Shai and Giddey play, I'm reminded of jazz drummers from the 60s. Both play in this rhythm that seems gambling but graceful, angular and oblique but skillful, chaotic but purposeful. They are a duo of
That's
weirdos.
Beautiful. Josh Giddey, my man.
A couple of avant-gardes. Now, to some extent, nothing is new under the basketball sun, but I love oddities. Players who disrupt patterns and norms.
Who doesn't?
That challenges the way that we see the game, because I think that basketball needs that to continue to grow. For defenders, this sort of live dribble style is almost trickier than dealing with an ultra-fast driver or a physical
You don't know what they're going to do.
It's a constant state of discomfort that's mirrored by how equally comfy Giddey and Gilgeous-Alexander.
Was that a foul? Was that a foul, boys? Did he push off? Could have been a foul.
Are at attacking this way, stylistically. They both have this ability to lull and freeze defenders, particularly bigs, when they're trying to anticipate that drive direction in the middle portion of the floor. Even elite on-ball defenders can fall prey. The differences and subsequently the pain point of the Shai Giddey dynamic comes when you start to dissect their offensive identities. Shai is a capable and willing passer, but his primary function is to score, as he's one of the most lethal penetrating forces in all of basketball. His scoring repertoire is similar to The Walking Dead after like season 6. Everything feels like it's headed downhill. Just as he did during the 2020-21 season, Gilgeous-Alexander leads the NBA in drives per game, and he's second in points generated in that area. Because of his size, unshakable pace, and extreme length, tricky is a word that comes to mind as one watches Shai pirouette through the lane and inexplicably avoid shot blockers. With his array of wrong-footed layups, long striding high-glass bankers, or awkwardly angled scoops, he's among the game's best below-the-rim finishers. Shai is continuing to build on his breakout third season, which was truncated and only consisted of 35 games. He's averaging 20.4 points per game on 51.8% true shooting, 4.4 assists, and 5.1 rebounds.
He's having a good
SGA has
season.
never been a particularly mobile or effortless shooter off of the bounce. In fact, his percentage beyond the three-point line, 31.9% as I say this,
Bucket.
is down a bit from 41.8% a year ago. That's in part because his unassisted three-point attempts are way up, likely by necessity. When I say that OKC is abysmal
Bang.
at generating self-created threes, that is not hyperbole. Per 100 possessions, this squad is posting the lowest number of attempted dribble pull-up threes of any team in the past 5 seasons. Catch and shoot is another story with a similar result. The Thunder lean on spot-up offense more than any other team in the league, but they are dead last in spot-up efficiency. And that
So they're good at shooting it, they just can't sink them. Fair enough. The team's, youngest in the NBA, I think? Yeah, I think so.
inefficiency has a ripple effect. Consistent gravity out to the three-point line would unlock a lot of things for someone like Giddey, who plays with an uncommon poise for a 19-year-old. His offensive identity sits on the flip side of the coin from Shai.
No.
Giannis with the sauce already has
My boy Josh Giddey! Do it to him, my
a
guy!
deserved reputation as a brilliant passer who processes the game quickly. If there is
That's
imbalance
beautiful.
or spatial advantage on the floor, and by
Nope.
that I mean if
Okay.
anyone is overhelping or out of position on defense, Giddey is often aware and capable of exploiting it. He's a card-carrying member of the overhanded,
Oh.
ambidextrous live dribble passing club.
He's such a good passer. My
And
God.
it's a beautiful thing to watch. His 1.31 assist to usage mark is in the top percentile of the league, and through 14 games, he leads all rookies in assists. Although his confidence has drastically improved over the first quarter of the season, Giddey isn't a particularly efficient scorer in any one
Go on,
area,
sink that.
with the exception of the short mid-range, where he displays touch with something
Yes, sir.
resembling a crafty old man game with flips and floaters.
Yes,
he
sir.
shoots 44% on those shots and readily punishes
love the way
smaller
he gets the
defenders
shoulder
there,
in
but
accidentally.
To fully
Accidentally.
complement Shai's strengths, he'll need to expand and see
Yeah.
some offensive growth.
He will
When
have to
shooting the ball,
shoot
his
a
best
three, but
chance
it's
of
his rookie
staying in
season.
the
We'll
ballpark
cut him
of
some slack, mate.
efficiency is to operate primarily
That was a
on
PG
catch,
three-point
which
shot
is
if I've
tough
ever
for
seen
someone
one.
who is such a talented decision maker. Through 17 games, he's shooting 23.3%.
At least he's
on
shooting
all
them,
catch
right?
and shoot looks, and
At least he's shooting
21.9%
Ben
when
Simmons.
shooting off the bounce. At the same time, I think it's also important to note that great passers don't necessarily
Nice off
have
shot.
to pound the ball to create opportunities for themselves and for their teammates.
That was beautiful,
Modern
Larry.
basketball can be so self-creation driven that we can lose sight of that. And in that case, Giddey might be
Nice.
more of a Lonzo Ball type, minus the defense and the athletic pop. A passer who operates between scoring entities and can recognize opportunities quickly. The issue is that OKC doesn't really have the scoring entities, at least not yet. One way to
Yeah.
circumvent this is when OKC uses a primary or dummy action on one side of the floor
Nice.
and flows into a dribble handoff with Giddey. This way, the defense is pulled into east-west movement and forced to communicate and rotate. It's
Nice.
scheme-driven
Ah.
creation. And Josh's ability to read what's in front of him is very advanced for his age, but passing is typically a responsive skill set. Watch this boomeranged pass to Shai.
There's so many passes that Giddey pulls off that are just amazing. It's just his team can't convert it. Giddey could easily be averaging 9-10 assists a game. Easy.
Out of a dribble handoff, which the Lakers try to ice towards the sideline. But the key here is that Kent Bazemore's attention is briefly divided, and that's enough to pry open a window for Giddey to rifle this pass to Favors for an easy one. An elite passer without the ability to somehow consistently put the ball in the basket is a kind of cruel irony. Shooting opens and closes doors, in the short term and in some cases for entire careers. Giddey's playmaking talent and passing vocabulary are resplendent, breathtaking at times, but without the scoring, he likely remains some version of this throughout his career, which is to say, a good player with specific fit guidelines to really maximize his impact.
Yeah. But like,
And then, of course,
Poki!
there's
Poku.
Alexei Pokiashevsky. Good old Poku.
Poku.
Look, over the past couple of years, Poku lured me in. I will admit that. But I still contend that the talent is undeniably there.
Ooh.
He'll occasionally make a gorgeous and
Ooh.
creative pass that he seemingly has no business making. He
Ooh.
moves well for his size, to the
Ooh.
point where he seems to effortlessly float, tantalizing you into wondering, what is this kid actually capable of? But without any kind of consistency, my worry is that this is where we hover forever. The confounding question seems to be, what role does he functionally serve? Moving like that at 7 feet tall, hypothetically, he's a floor spacer who can even relocate or shoot with movement. But he shot right at about 27% from 3 on 521 career attempts. He's also scoring .51 points per possession on spot-ups. That's bad. Hypothetically, he's a creative over-the-top passer when he's attacking closeouts off the catch, except that he hasn't handled contact
we need
well. And
the Thunder need Poku to be that second shooter, that power forward, small forward, spot-up shooter, Danilo Gallinari type role. That's all that Poku needs to be. A shooter that could contribute either off the bench or starting. Either way, like if Poku can develop a very solid three-point shot, he's going to get paid.
Here's 1 and 2.
Pretty simple. That's with anyone in the NBA, let's be honest.
Seems to despise contact. Hypothetically, he gives you some extra contests from the weak side of the defense with his length, but defensively, Poku is a mild deterrent at best, and very frequently seems oblivious to the bigger picture of a given possession.
My mind wanders.
There comes a time when the flashes, spectacular as they might be, seem to be the only thing that's actually there. It's like in a dating relationship when you share some taste in music,
Big up The
rattle
Office.
off quotes from some movies that you both like,
Don't know
etc.
that one.
When it's good, things are great. But soon you discover that this person is wildly inconsistent. They're a constant last-minute flake, and oh, surprise, they have an Imagine Dragons tattoo on their back. At that point, the good times start to feel like annoying outliers in a turbid sea of red flags on which you no longer feel
That was
brave
just
enough to
appalling.
set out on any kind of voyage.
Poku.
Maybe we circle back to this in a couple of years and I regret the things that I've said. After all, he's still only 19 years old. Maybe he gains.
Exactly. If we're cutting Josh Giddey some slack, we got to cut Poku some slack. You know, he's 19. He's younger than me. That's weird to say. He's been in the NBA for what, 2 seasons, and I'm saying he's younger than me. Oh, I'm old, boys. I'm old.
Weight grows consistency and becomes an actualized commodity.
From where I'm sitting,
things have started to look a little bleak.
Going forward, this Thunder roster has more questions than it does answers, but that's okay for now. Harshly judging this group as it exists would be like watching a Marvel movie without the effects. The full picture and personnel aren't there yet. But assuming that Giddey and Gilgeous-Alexander are the primary building blocks for this group and they don't just literally trade everyone, which they might, I think a few critical things are implied about who should be targeted in the coming years. The most glaring vacancy here is in the front court, and in this area, I think there's a huge need for ball skills and spacing, which is easier said than done now that those qualities in big guys have become as sought after as the Spice Dunes on Arrakis. But beyond Shai and Giddey, if you look at their simple young core of players, my list of keepers is relatively short. I love Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and I'm shocked that a playoff team didn't try to snag him as a cost-effective plug-and-play reserve. Trey Mann is an additive offensive force who I do expect to contribute soon. Lou Dort is a madman, one of the best point-of-attack defenders in the league, and offensively permissible in the right context. Kendrick Williams.
Ooh! Rewind that ting. You see that? I saw that. That was beautiful, Lou Dort. We gotta rewind the ting.
Offensively permissible in the right context.
Oh!
Kendrick Williams
Put
is
Joel on the
consistent
poster,
in both
my
the
guy.
courts. For contrast, for all of his effort, Darius Baisley seems lost on both sides of the ball a lot of the time.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I've yet to see much from Teo Maledon to make me think that he should be a part of their long-term plans.
Same.
Sam Presti has more swings at the draft pinata than he can even use.
Yeah.
30 picks varying in quality over the
30
next 5 years, to be
picks.
exact. But the hit rate will have
Too
to
many
be
first-round
better,
picks,
because depending on the can't-miss propositions at the top of any draft is a game that's ripe for heartache. Some chaos is tolerable if there's awareness or confidence that this is a temporary state. If the right piece falls into place, even an odd roster can make sense quickly and morph chaos into order. But for now, in the meantime, I will enjoy these weirdos. Let me know if you agree.
I do agree. The Thunder is a very young team, and I cannot wait to see what goes on with them in the future, especially Josh Giddey, because he may be my boy. Josh Giddey. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Actually, let me know if there's a video you guys would like to see me react to. I can do that too, but I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!